My question is regarding outdoor workouts. I'm currently following low volume plans with Tuesday and Thursday being the first 2 interval rides of the week, and Wednesday is an extra zone 2 trainer ride that I manually add in. The third interval ride of the week is set to an outdoor ride on Saturdays, and since I'm a cross-country mountain biker, I always have my outdoor mountain bike ride on Saturdays. As you can imagine, it's not always possible to follow the prescribed interval structure for this ride, especially during the sweet spot base phases. And the reason that he's saying that is because lower intensity and longer intervals, that usually doesn't really mix with mountain bike trails because they are variable and they force you to go pretty hard just because of the nature of the steepness of the trail. So, question is, if I can't match the prescribed intervals, what is the next metric I should try to match such that the Saturday rides support my overall plan's goals? Should it be TSS? Should it just be duration? Some combination of other metrics? From Colin Drake. So I guess this one, the first thing I would probably say is reschedule your Saturday ride for another day in the week since you aren't training every day of the week if you can, Colin. That would be better.
That's adding 4. That would be 4 rides per week.
Yeah, and that's kind of like I usually refer to that as like blocking or stacking workouts, and it's something that I do with all of my training plans. I basically Monday through Friday I fit in a mid-volume plan, so that's 5 days right there, and then that leaves my Saturdays and Sundays because I know I can tolerate more stress than what I have on the Monday to Friday. But kind of like what we talked about before, I give myself leeway, so then I can add in more. Or if something comes at me, then I'm not crushed if I still follow the plan. And the benefit of doing that, especially if you're a mountain biker or anything else, you need to work on skills or anything like that, is the fact that you have your Saturdays to be able to do that sort of thing.
That is, I'm going to sneeze. Woo.
Close to sneezing.
Like the adult sneeze, though, right? Where it's going to take a second.
Yeah.
You guys can lean back. That stacking it, you have to be careful because that's going to put intensity back to back, and that can crush some people. Doesn't crush Captain America, Jonathan. But I hate it when that happens. Okay, so another way, you're in low volume, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. The way the plans are built is the most important are arguably either Tuesday or Saturday.
Depends on the person, right?
Yeah, and your goals. Thursday is a little bit less important. So what I would do is I would take that Saturday workout and actually do it on Thursday, and then have the Thursday workout be on Saturday. And what it also does is you can also switch it around is based on your trails, you might be able to do a version of that workout mountain biking if the intervals are short enough. So sometimes the Saturday ones, sweet spot base, might be like 2x20 sweet spot, which a lot of people don't have sustained 20-minute climbs.
Right.
But if it's especially in sweet spot base volume 2, if it's some of the VO2 max ones where it's like 1-minute intervals or 2-minute intervals,
probably do those.
If you don't have 1 or 2-minute intervals by you, you should move. Because that's not a place to mountain bike.
Chances are everybody can do that, even if you live in flatland. You know what I mean?
The next best case, so I would do that, would be try to match TSS, but also hit those energy systems. So if you're doing the Thursday, and Thursday is sustain or sweet spot, I can't remember off the top of my head, try to do some of that. If it's VO2 max, try to hit that VO2 max system, and maybe you're not going to get that exact same workout because of your trails, but try to be in that upper respiratory V3 where you're really breathing and hit that energy systems. Because if our goal is to hit that energy system every week, and you can't do it perfectly, just try to touch it.
Yeah, one of the things that I've done is I've looked at a workout before. If I know that I, for some reason, can't do it on the trainer, can't replicate it for some reason outside, I'll look at the amount of time that I spend in that energy system, and ideally I could match the interval structure. But if I can't, I at least try to get the same amount of time in at that. So let's say that I was supposed to spend 15 minutes in VO2, that sort of thing. If I add up all the time, then on that ride I'll try to shoot for 15 minutes of doing that, right? So that's I guess kind of like when we're talking reductions. Yeah. One quick thing on a trail tip, and this is funny that we were talking about San Luis Obispo earlier. If you have train tracks, and that place San Luis Obispo has a grade, and a train has to go up a pretty steep grade. But when trains go up things, they don't go at fluctuating grades or anything else. If you can find a safe train track area where like there's a dirt road, because a lot of them have dirt roads.
Yeah, there's like a frontage road.
You were going to say ride on the train tracks.
Don't ride on train tracks. This is absolutely bad. Not recommending that. I'm saying most of them have some sort of frontage road by them, or like a really wide shoulder,
like a
something like that.
area.
Yeah, So in that case, those can be really good if you, for some reason, are hunting for something. Much better than a road most times, because a road will fluctuate, but these ones they have to be stable.
It's like a TrainerRoad.
Hey now.
Dad jokes.
So that's like one thing you can. That's one thing you can do. Pete, are you the sort of person that like? Have you stacked workouts like this?
I'm not a stacker, but what I always do is look at the weeks or each week and prioritize my number one workout, my number two workout, and make like I always hit my number one workout no matter what the week throws at me. Well, we'll find out. Recently, yes.
That's the intent.
Yeah. Recently, yes.
Generally speaking, I always get one workout in a week. I mean, even all through the year. And that's kind of my bare minimum. That means I'm getting slower, but at least I did the most important thing I had to do.
Sure.
Generally speaking, you get faster the more of your priority workouts you do. So I have 4 workouts a week. 2 are always really, really important. Always try to knock those 2 out. And then one's usually aerobic, and then one's a recovery ride. So always skip the recovery ride first, and then go from there.
I want to say more about reduction. So if we talked about hitting the energy systems, the next kind of reduction to hit would probably be TSS. So this isn't the best, but if you were supposed to do 120 TSS, do 100 TSS outside on the mountain bike trail, but it's not like it can be done so many different ways that you can not touch your VO2 max system at all, or your threshold, and get the same TSS. So that's why it's not as good as one. First would executing the workout. Second is probably time and zones for the energy system.
Yep.
Third is hitting the energy systems. Fourth is TSS. And then the last is just duration. It says 90 minutes. So I just ride for 90 minutes. That could be anything.
Yeah, you can do any sort of thing. And with TSS, it's kind of similar. Like you can accumulate a certain amount of TSS in so many different ways.
And you can also go longer. So just because it says 120 TSS, let's say you could do the workout, but you want to mountain bike more, and it's not going to impact the rest of your weeks, go for it. That's going to make you faster.
Sure.
Especially with mountain biking with skills and stuff like that. If it impacts everything else, and maybe that's okay if skills is a weakness, but again, just going back to the other one, think about your whole plan. Think about the month. Think about 3 months.
Yeah.
And maybe 2, based on what we talked about on the eating one, maybe doing longer mountain bike rides make you more compliant long term because you get less burnout and more like joy and enjoyment.
Yeah.
It's such a hard decision for all of these things.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, once again, if you just cast the vision down the road a bit, and you look at what's going to make you...
Nice pun.
Sorry. I'm full of them right now. But if you do that, then you'll be looking ahead, and you should always be putting yourself in a position so that you can complete your workouts next week, sort of a deal. And if you do that, then you're going to have more consistent training. And one of and if we look at people that are getting faster versus people that are not getting faster, one of the most common threads is consistency. And if they're consistent with their training, they almost always get faster, higher watt kg even. Yeah. It's a common thread that you see.
Some people you can be on low volume and get faster for years.
Yeah.
And then if you are consistent and you aren't getting faster, that's when you want to add volume. Yep. And that's going to happen for every single person in the world.
Yes.
There will be a time that you will plateau. And usually it's time to add volume. Other people will be like, I'll change my, I'll do whatever the next fad is and change it. Look at like if you're not doing consistency and you're not getting faster, do that first. Yeah. And then look at volume.
Before you just jump to fads. Yeah. A couple product things that make this sort of thing easy, like what we're talking about here. For you, Colin, number one, you can switch around the days of the workouts either ad hoc, like once it's on your calendar, your plan, you can switch them around. But when you use Plan Builder to build out your training plan, which if you're listening to this in your training, we still get like a surprising amount of questions from people that are asking like which training plan should they pick, and Plan Builder, man, it's so nice. Like it answers everything for you. I think there's even like a meme about that on the forum that like basically like said that this is the answer to all questions. But so if you do that, you can actually arrange which days that hard or easy day of your plan will always fall in your week. You can just drag and drop and change it around, and it'll build your plan like that. So it's super easy. And the outdoor workouts thing, I love being able to have like that choice. It makes it removes like a big barrier for me, so that because like right now at home I don't have a good training setup at home, but I do at my office. So I know, but if I'm at home on the weekend, I know I can do an outdoor workout now with outside workouts. It's awesome, works really well, works on my watch, works on my head unit. So now that you can train inside, outside, do the whole thing and stick to the plan, it's a cool setup. If you like that video, subscribe to our channel and like this video that you just watched. Leave a comment down below. All of that sort of thing helps us out.
If you want to see more race analysis videos, click on me.
And if you want your coaching questions answered, click on me.
And finally, if you want to find out more about what we do here at TrainerRoad, head over to TrainerRoad.com.